Namaste, Auntie viewers, and welcome to the very first episode of Yoga Shakti. Now, Yoga Shakti happens to be a very special name to me, as it is the name of my first book. So, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Shailija Menon, and I have been teaching yoga for the last 20 years. I began as a student in Coimbatore, India, with Integral Yoga, and then in Malaysia, I studied with my teacher, Manoj Kaimal, who taught a style called Manasi Yoga. Today, I am an author with my book Yoga Shakti published in 2018, and I also happen to have many opportunities to speak and express my love and passion for yoga through different platforms. The most recent platform that I created for myself is actually the Facebook, where I hold these conversations on a weekly basis with eminent personalities in the field of yoga, Ayurveda, and Vedanta. So if any of you happen to be interested in these fields, do check out my Facebook account for the details of the shows. Now let's explore yoga. So what is yoga? Mention the word yoga and instantly what comes to mind are images of people either standing on their head or twisted like a pretzel. And that's not all wrong. But I just want to share with you that the yoga practice is so much more than that. While we begin with the body, eventually it is to really move from viewing yoga as a shape we create with the body towards a state of mind. And towards that, we can use the example of the Panchakoshas, which is given to us by Vedanta. We tend to view ourselves as single-dimensional beings, but the Vedanta gives us this aspect of seeing ourselves as multidimensional beings through the layer of the body, the Annamaya, through the layer of the breath and energy as Pranamaya, the layer of the mind, Manomaya, the layer of the intellect, which helps us to discern and make choices, which is the Vijnanamaya, and eventually through the layer of Anandamaya, which is the bliss sheet, and which is also what is responsible for us to connect with the universe and everybody else. So the invitation of the yoga practice is really to expand our vision of ourselves and not to just look at ourselves only as the body and limit ourselves to the body, but to really view ourselves through the lens of all these different dimensions so that we are more wholesome in our awareness of ourselves. Yeah. So when we move on to yoga and COVID, right? So yoga is important in all points of life, but it is especially important in these COVID times because life has just completely changed. Even something as innocuous and something that we just take so much for granted, like going to a grocery store, has become like a dangerous activity. And because of this, we all face fear, insecurity, worry at different levels, right? For some people, it may be more direct in terms of loss of job, or in terms of their children having to struggle, with online classes, or in terms of parents staying far away and unable to reach them, or in hospital even. So it may be more direct stress, but all of us experience stress in different levels, right? So even in the grocery store when we go in, there's just the subtle stress that comes with having to wear your mask, having to make sure you've taken your gloves, sanitize your hands, right? And then there's always the worry when somebody passes too close to you down the aisle, or somebody stands too close to you at the cashier, right? And then if you happen to be slightly paranoid, then God help us, right? Our stress level goes on overdrive. So we all experience all these different stresses constantly, and what happens is the stress sits in our body, right? So we have to know, again, a very important point that yoga brings up is that awareness that our mind, our body and our breath are seamlessly connected. Yeah, and this is something that not just our yogis proclaimed, but this is something that is being verified by science today. Because in fact, they say, I'm sure there are many doctors who might listen to this, but it's quite evident now that kind of accepted that most of the diseases today that have manifested in the body have their roots in stress. Yeah, so where is stress experienced? Stress is experienced in the mind. But where does it manifest? Ultimately, it manifests as disease in the body. Yeah, so we have to accept that mind, body and breath are all connected, deeply intertwined. So every single thought that we think, every single emotion that we harbor in our minds reflects in every cell in our bodies, right? And then also through various means, right? There's so much of ongoing research in science, as science again continues to seek its exploration of the human body and psyche. And there are all these new evidence of how the things that we do in our minds can actually affect our body. So in terms of the brain, if we look at that, there are all these concepts of neurogenesis, neuroplasticity. Eventually, in the beginning, we thought that we were kind of like we were just destined to live with the brains we were born with. But now, through all these new concepts, it shows that every activity, our every thought, all of it constantly shapes our mind, constantly shapes our brain. Yeah, and then it's not just at the level of the brain, but also through genes and epigenetics, which is all more recent science. It shows that again, we're not destined to live with the genes that we're born with, but we have the ability to affect our genes at that level, deep level, and our every thought and our every emotion again goes towards either upregulating our genes or downregulating them, right? So this awareness of this mind and body connection is so important when it comes to the state of our health and wellness. Right? So I always think this is something that has been largely ignored. As when people talk about health, they only talk about physical health. Right? We think about exercise, we think about stretching, we think about strength training, but nobody really talks about the mind and the state of the mind. Yeah? And actually that is a very important component in the state of good health as we pursue health. So in these COVID times, because of all the stress that we're constantly under, our bodies are always in what they call a sympathetic overdrive. Yeah, as a result of which that fight or flight mode is constantly on. And we really don't know how to switch it off. In the earlier days, we had stress and then, after a while everything just calmed down. But these days, because of the chronic stress and the constant stress that we are under, we really keep, going on in that same stressed out mode. And as a result of which, we don't manifest in illness. So learning how to switch off, learning how to activate that parasympathetic nervous system is so vital. And this is where yoga steps in. Because yoga gives you the tools, right? When you're anxious or when you're stressed or you're in panic mode, somebody just tells you, oh, just relax, right? That's not going to happen because you don't know how to. But on the other hand, if you have the knowledge of the yoga techniques, if you know how to breathe deeply, if you know how to stretch your body deeply, you have the capacity to really release yourself from that. Right? So that is why yoga knowledge is so invaluable in these times, right? And yoga practice is not just if you come to yoga class, there's asana practice, there's pranayama practice, and there's also this practice of yoga nidra or deep relaxation, where your body goes into a state of deep rest, and from there it activates that parasympathetic nervous system. In fact, not just yoga nidra, all of these different practices help to activate the parasympathetic nervous system, which gives your body the chance and the space to regain its balance or homeostasis, right? So that is why these practices are a must. So let's go on to the practice. What does yoga practice involve? Now we can all strike different positions, and it looks pretty much like somebody in a gym would do. So it's important to know that what makes an asana and not just a stretch that you do in the gym is really the awareness that comes with it, the consciousness of the breathing, the consciousness of your mind. That is what makes it an asana, right? Otherwise, there's very little difference when you just look. There's very little difference between somebody just doing a stretch and somebody doing an asana, right? So you have to know that the involvement of the mind and involvement of the breath are key in yoga practice. Right? And Sage Vyasa, who is one of the biggest names in Hinduism and yoga, so he talks about yoga and he talks about the mind, and he gives us this concept of Chitta Bhumi. Yeah, so he says there are these 5 grounds of consciousness, and the whole path of yoga is really for us to move from these states of what he calls Vikshipta, Mudha, and Shibta. Yeah, which is like restlessness, agitation, laziness, dullness, and to move from there towards a state of what he calls ekagra or one-pointedness, and finally towards nirodha or dissolution. Yeah, so to know that concentration, focus, staying attentive, all of this is part of the yoga class, and you will constantly hear me telling you, where is your mind, bring your awareness back to the class, bring your awareness back to your body, bring your awareness back to your breath, because ultimately we are trying to build a relationship with the body, the breath, and the mind. Right? So like any relationship, which is also a relationship with your, with a friend, a relationship with your partner, a relationship with your child, how does that deepen? How does that develop? It only comes when we're able to give that person some time and some attention. Right? So if we're always too busy and caught up in our own lives, there's very little relationship will develop, which is what happens with our bodies or our breaths or our minds. Right? We just have no time for it. So I always tell my students that yoga class is really the space that you create in your life to deepen your relationship with your body, with your breath, with your mind. So the key factor is your attention. Yeah. So with that, we move on to the asana practice, and we're just going to slowly develop. We talked about yoga, the benefits of yoga, right? Which is really about on many levels. Right? We talked about we being on many levels. So similarly, the benefits too are on many levels. On the physical level, right, there is the strengthening of the body that happens, flexibility, balance, coordination, grace with which you move. All of that comes with the yoga practice. And on a mental level, right, we get more relaxed, more de-stressed, more at ease with ourselves, more at peace, right, able to connect to, that word that is so commonly used today, inner peace, trying to connect with that, right. So all of that come as the mental benefits of the practice. So let's go into it, and I really hope you enjoy the practice. അപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ ഫ്ലെക്സിബിലിറ്റി, സ്ട്രെങ്ത്, ബാലൻസ് ഈ ആസ്പെക്ട്സിനെ പറ്റി നമ്മൾ സംസാരിച്ചു. അപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ ഇന്നത്തെ എപ്പിസോഡിൽ ഈ 3 ആസ്പെക്റ്റിനെ കുറച്ച് ടച്ച് ചെയ്തിട്ട് പല ആസനാസ് ചെയ്യും. നമ്മുടെ അടുത്ത എപ്പിസോഡ് ആകുമ്പോഴേക്കും ഈ ബ്ലോക്സ് ഉണ്ടായ നല്ല സൗകര്യമായിരിക്കും. അപ്പോൾ ഈ ബ്ലോക്സ് ഇല്ലെങ്കിൽ വല്ല തിക്ക് ബുക്സോ നമുക്ക് സബ്സ്റ്റിറ്റ്യൂട്ട് ആയിട്ട് യൂസ് ചെയ്യാം. അല്ലെങ്കിൽ നമുക്ക് കുറച്ച് ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടാണ് ഫ്ലോറൊക്കെ എത്താൻ ചിലപ്പോൾ. പിന്നെ ഈ സ്ട്രാപ്പും ഒരു വളരെ നല്ലൊരു പ്രോപ്പാണ്. സ്ട്രാപ്പ് ഇല്ലെങ്കിൽ ദുപ്പട്ട യൂസ് ചെയ്യാം, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഒരു ടവൽ യൂസ് ചെയ്യാം. അപ്പോൾ ഇതൊക്കെ അടുത്തുണ്ടായ നല്ല ഈസി ആയിട്ട് നമുക്ക് വേഗം എടുത്തിട്ട് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും. അപ്പോൾ ലെറ്റ്സ് ഗെറ്റ് സ്റ്റാർട്ടഡ്. ഇന്ന് ലാറ്ററൽ സ്ട്രെച്ചസും ട്വിസ്റ്റ് ആണ് നമ്മൾ സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. അപ്പോൾ എവറി ആസന കെൻ ബി ബ്രോക്കൺ ഡൗൺ ടു സെവറൽ ലെവൽസ്. അപ്പോൾ ഒരു ബിഗിനറിന് ചെയ്യാം, ഒരു ഇൻ്റർമീഡിയറ്റ് ലെവൽ പ്രാക്ടീഷണറിന് ചെയ്യാം, ഒരു അഡ്വാൻസ് ലെവൽ പ്രാക്ടീഷണറിന് ചെയ്യാം. ദർ ഇസ് സംതിങ് ഫോർ എവറിബഡി. അപ്പോൾ ഈവൻ വെൻ ഐ ടീച്ച്, ഐ ട്രൈ ടു ഡു ഡിഫറെൻറ്റ് വേരിയേഷൻസ്, സോ ഡിഫറെൻറ്റ് ലെവൽസ് ക്യാൻ ബി approached and satisfied. So to start with, just release your left hand to your thigh. This is the easiest level. And നമ്മുടെ എല്ലാ ആസനാസും നമ്മുടെ മനസ്സും ഇൻവോൾവ് ആവണം, നമ്മുടെ ബ്രെത്തും ഇൻവോൾവ് ആവണം. So as you inhale, just lift your right arm up. And as you exhale, you just move towards the left side. Yeah, so as നമ്മൾ ഇങ്ങനെ സ്ട്രെച്ച് ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ കെയർഫുൾ ആവണം. Our right sit bone will try to lift off the floor. അപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ കോൺഷ്യസ് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ നമ്മൾ ഇങ്ങനെയൊക്കെ പോകും. അപ്പോൾ അത് നമ്മൾ കെയർഫുൾ ആവണം. Our right sit bone should be grounded and the stretch should come from this side. ഈ സൈഡിൽ നിന്ന് നമ്മൾ സ്ട്രെച്ച് ഫീൽ ചെയ്യുന്നത്. പിന്നെ നമ്മൾ പുറത്തേക്ക് വരുമ്പോൾ മാത്രമേ, as you inhale, lift your arm up. As you exhale, lower it down. അപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ ഇതേത് ലെഫ്റ്റ് സൈഡിൽ ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ inhale, lift your arm up. As you exhale, stretch towards the right side. Keep the left sit bone grounded. Awareness ഇതാണ്. As you inhale, lift the arm up. As you exhale, lower the hand down. അപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ ഇതേ പാറ്റേണിൽ we can take it one step deeper. അപ്പോൾ if you can release your hand to the floor. Okay, so ഈ വക സമയത്ത് ഈ ബ്ലോക്സ് ഒക്കെ യൂസ്ഫുൾ ആണ്. അപ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് ഫ്ലോർ ഇസ് ടു ഡീപ്പ്, അത്രയും സ്ട്രെച്ച് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റില്ല വെച്ചാൽ നമുക്കൊരു ബുക്കോ നമുക്കൊരു ബ്ലോക്കോ ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ നമുക്ക് നമ്മുടെ ഹാൻഡ് അവിടെ റെസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ യൂസ് ചെയ്യാം. So ഇപ്പോൾ തൽക്കാലം if you can get to the floor അത് ചെയ്യാം, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ you can always keep your hand on the thigh. അപ്പോൾ ഇവിടെ വെച്ചിട്ട് inhale again, lift your arm up. As you exhale, stretch towards the left side. അപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ ഫിംഗേഴ്സ് ഒക്കെ സ്ട്രെച്ച് ചെയ്യണം, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ നമ്മളിങ്ങനെ ലൂസായിട്ട് റിലാക്സ് ആയിട്ട് ഫിംഗേഴ്സ് ഒക്കെ വയ്ക്കും. സോ റിയലി കോൺഷ്യസ് എങ്ങനെയാണ് നമ്മൾ സ്ട്രെച്ച് ചെയ്യേണ്ടത്, ഹൗ ഇസ് റിലാക്സ് ഇറ്റ് ഗോ. അപ്പോൾ ശരിക്കും ആസനാസ് ഗിവ് us that capacity to explore our body. നമ്മൾ എവിടെയാണ് സ്ട്രെച്ച് ഫീൽ ചെയ്യണം, നമ്മൾ എവിടെയാണ് ടൈറ്റ് ആയിട്ട് ഫീൽ ചെയ്യണം, നമുക്ക് എവിടെയാണ് റെസിസ്റ്റൻസ് ഫീൽ ചെയ്യണം, അതൊക്കെ നമ്മുടെ മൈൻഡ് ആസനയിൽ അബ്സോർബ്ഡ് ആയ ഇങ്ങനെ എക്സ്പ്ലോർ ചെയ്യണം. Inhale, lift the arm up. As you exhale, lower the hand down. Okay, so meditate slightly over. Release your right hand to the floor. Inhale, lift the arm up. As you exhale, stretch it towards the right side. So keep your left sit bone grounded. Let the fingers stretch here, the whole left side of your body stretch here. I'm really feeling that opening along the entire left side. Inhale, lift the arm up. As you exhale, lower down. We can also do a nice twist. Twists are very beautiful to release the spine. So, a right hand towards your left knee, and the left hand we take it back. And the important thing is here, our hand our shoulder open up. Yeah, so we just think it's about taking the hand back. So this whole side body, shoulder, the left side of your waist, the left side of your chest, immediately twist out. Okay, and we're trying to eventually stack our shoulders, right shoulder, left shoulder, in one line. Okay, slowly inhale and come up. Upon the meditate side over, left hand across towards your right knee, right arm, a shoulder opening the top. And then really work on opening the side of the body. Okay, so trying to stack the shoulders, your right shoulder in line with your left as much as possible. Just hold it there, just feel the stretch. As you exhale, slowly release. Okay, any variations in there. Even if we just change our seating position, the whole stretch becomes very different. അപ്പോൾ ഇതിൻ്റെ ഒരു പേര് Baddha Konasana. അപ്പോൾ you try to keep the soles of your feet together, and then ഇവിടെയും if we're not conscious, we'll be sitting to the back of the sit bone. So see whether we can come to the front of the sit bone, spine long, and your shoulders, again if you're not conscious, the shoulders will be rounded in this way. So see whether you can open the shoulders, keep the chest open, keep the heart open. And then again we just do a lateral stretch in the spine. So as you inhale again, if you can, take your hand to the floor. As you exhale, stretch out through the right arm. As you inhale, look up. Exhale, lower down. Okay, again. As you inhale, exhale, hand down. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, stretch. As you inhale, come up. As you exhale, release the hand. Yeah, and then you will twist it here. So as you take your right hand across towards the left knee, leg position, the whole twist will be different. You'll find it a lot more harder. So right hand on your left knee and take your left shoulder back. Look back over your left shoulder. Try to keep your chin parallel to the floor. Slowly inhale and look forward. And as you exhale, so take your left hand towards your right knee, take your right hand back. Keep exhaling. So look over your right shoulder. Slowly inhale and come up and exhale. Okay, now we move from this position. We go into popularly known as cat and cow position. It basically helps you to bring some flexibility into the spine. About you have no